Chapter 91 The Traitor Appears. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Is that the iron-blooded mercenary group, that they're pretty famous in Jiangnan City? Looks like all the big shots at the judges' table recognize them. Lin Xiezi, what's your game here? Su Hong stood up, his voice deep and challenging. Lin Xiezi is the leader of the iron-blooded mercenary group, and his ride of choice is a winged lion, spiritual pet, spirit feather lion king, attribute, flying, rating, 3.5 stars, grade, D2. Ability, holy feather strike, weaknesses, rock/thunder, advancement requirements, evolution path. This mercenary boss is packing a D-level spiritual pet. Hahaha, now that all the VIPs from Jiangnan City scene are here, how could we not throw a party? Lin Xiezi clapped his hands, and suddenly, the sound of marching feet filled the air. The next thing you know, hundreds of spirit masters flooded the school, surrounding the entire playground. They all wore matching uniforms, clearly members of the iron-blooded mercenary group. Lin Xiezi, you're not thinking of starting a rebellion, are you? Xia Luyan frowned, slamming his fist on the table. His contract space snapped open, and out stepped a Xiaoya silver wolf. AD5, level power aura washed over the crowd, leaving them stunned. You're just a bunch of mercenaries, but you dare to cause trouble in front of us, Xia Luyan scoffed. As Jiangnan City's top spirit master, his power was undeniable. Hahaha, I wouldn't dare make a move against you, President Xia, without a little backup, would I? Unfortunately, the iron-blooded mercenary group isn't the only one crashing this party. Lin Xiezi wasn't intimidated by Xia Luyan, just smiled wider. Lin Xiezi, I know what you're getting at. You think we don't know you're in cahoots with that cult? Fact is, we gathered here not just to watch some matches, but to smoke you out. Su Hong chimed in, letting out a laugh. He clapped his hands, and several hundred more spirit masters poured out of the nearby school buildings. These were mercenaries loyal to Su Hong, and together they could give the iron-blooded mercenary group a run for their money. The old general stood up as well, adding his 2 cents. We already knew you were hiding that cult in the forest of demon spirits. If I had to guess, they're your reinforcements. Too bad for you, we've been onto your scheme for a while now, and the city garrison has locked down the city gates. They're putting everything they've got into stopping those spirit god cultists. You've got no backup coming. Wait a minute, is this like a sting operation? Ye Qianxing, Sutala and the others huddled together, whispering amongst themselves. He finally understood why Chu Xiong and the others had gone to the forest of demonic spirits yesterday. They were investigating the so-called spiritual god cultists, but what were they? Ye Qianxing had no idea. My dad's been keeping me in the dark. He always said the iron-blooded mercenary group wouldn't last long. So this is what he meant. Sutala said, a look of sudden understanding dawning on her face. Su Hong had even said in front of Ye Qianxing and the others that the iron-blooded mercenary group was on its last legs, so they shouldn't worry about it. That's what it meant, the good guys are one step ahead of the bad guys. They've known about the iron-blooded mercenary group's plot all along. They chose Jiangnan Noble Academy as the meeting place to draw out Lin Xiezi. William Luo was probably the only one wanting to cry right now. You guys can play your spy games, but why did you have to do it at my school? If a fight breaks out, my school is going to be toast. At that moment, Lin Xiezi, who was hovering in the air, flinched slightly, but then he grinned again. You really think it's that easy? What's that supposed to mean? You're about to be done for, and you're still trying to bluff. Su Hong said coldly. We'll see who's done for soon enough. Lin Xiezi just smiled mysteriously and kept his mouth shut. Just then, the old general's communicator started ringing. He answered quickly. After a few seconds, the old general's expression took a nosedive. General, what's wrong? What happened? Chu Xiong asked, standing beside the old general. He'd never seen the old general look so shaken. The old general ignored Chu Xiong, slammed the table, pointed at the middle-aged man sitting next to Xia Luyan, and went off. Zhou Xian, you traitor. Why did you help those spirit god cultists open the city gate? Those cultists are rampaging through the city, killing people. Do you have any idea how many people have died? What, the spirit god cultists are inside the city, Xia Luyun, Su Hong, and the rest of the bigwigs all cried out in disbelief. Ha ha ha, City Lord Zhou, time to drop the act. Lin Xiezi cackled from the air, all eyes were now fixed on City Lord Zhou. Zhou Xian was the mayor of Jiangnan City. You could suspect anyone, but nobody in their right mind would suspect Zhou Xian. How could a respected city lord allow cultists to invade his own territory? You call me a traitor, you guys forced my hand. Finally, Zhou Xian snapped. Why are you doing this? You're the city lord, the leader of Jiangnan City, the guardian of millions of people, Xia Luyun asked, trying to understand. He and Zhou Xian were friends. He couldn't believe Zhou Xian was capable of something like this. Huh, you call me the city lord, but it's just a fancy title. The military, your Yuling association, they're all squeezing me dry. What does it mean for a mayor to be as famous as me? What's the point? But things are about to change. The big shots from the spiritual god sect have already broken into Jiangnan City. Soon, all of Jiangnan City will belong to us. Ha 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 ha. Zhou Xian lost it, laughing like a maniac. You need to get out of here, now. If we don't get the situation under control, Jiangnan City is doomed, the old general barked, his voice strained. If you want to leave, you'll have to get through me first. Lin Xiezi laughed from the sky. Everyone, listen up. Wipe out these traitors from the iron-blooded mercenary group. Su Hong roared the order, and hundreds of spirit masters from across the city summoned their spiritual pets and charged into the fray against the iron-blooded mercenary group. Zhou Xian, you backstabbing snake, I'll kill you myself, Xia Luyun roared, and the Xiaoya silver wolf lunged towards Zhou Xian. Alright, let's see how tough the so-called #1 spirit master in Jiangnan City really is. Zhou Xian scoffed and summoned his spiritual pet. It was a massive, flame-covered beast wielding a huge mace. As soon as it stepped out of the contract space, a wave of intense heat blasted through the area. Spiritual pet, fire beast, attribute, fire, rating, 3.5 stars, level, D3. Abilities, explosive gun, flame vortex, magic flame instant strike. Weaknesses, divine water, sacred fire / rock, advancement requirements, evolution path. Chapter 92 Lingshen Cult, an anti-human organization. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xiaoya, a realm of extreme cold. Xia Luyun gave the order, and instantly, Xiaoya's silver wolf became the epicenter of a rapidly expanding snowy wasteland. The flame beast's body began to freeze. Ha! Your ice attribute is nothing against my fire. Zhou Xian sneered as the flame beast erupted with raging fire, instantly melting the ice. Too bad for you, my Xiaoya silver wolf isn't just ice. Xiaoya, unleash the frost of the moon, boom, star. A wave of frigid air slammed into the flame beast, followed by a crack of thunder. The attack was a fusion of ice and lightning. Zhou Xian's face fell. If the silver wolf had been purely ice, he could have put up a fight, even with its lower level, but with that lightning, his flame beast didn't stand a chance. Magic flame blitz, Zhou Xian commanded. The giant flame beast, brandishing its mace, teleported next to the silver wolf and swung the weapon down with full force. The silver wolf dodged, retaliating with a lightning-fast claw. Zhou Xian and Xia Luyun were locked in a fierce battle. Xia Luyun had the advantage, but the flame beast was holding its own, keeping the silver wolf at bay. Lin Xiezi, you're going down, Su Hong roared, summoning his spiritual pet, a massive panda. Spiritual pet, furious panda, attribute, combat, rating, 3 stars, grade, D2. Abilities, chain kick, iron body, 7-strike fist. Weaknesses, flying, rock, advancement requirements, evolution path. Think you can touch me? Lin Xiezi smirked, the beauty of flying types. Most pets can't hit them from the ground. Get em. Su Hong barked, shouting to the panda. A bamboo staff materialized in the panda's paw. He slammed it against the ground, the shockwave launching him skyward. Then, the panda hurled the staff at Lin Xiezi. the bamboo stick shot like an arrow, straight toward the Holy Feather Lion King at Lin Shizi's feet. The Lion King leaped out of the way, but the poor sap behind him wasn't so lucky. The staff impaled him, and he dropped dead. The panda caught the staff as it flew back to his hand. Ye Qianxing and the others watched the chaotic academy, unsure of what to do. Even Ye Qianxing, normally so composed, felt overwhelmed. Ye Qianxing, you're dead meat, a screeching voice cut through the air. Ye Qianxing whirled around to see Kuei Shui and head instructor Zhou Jingzi charging toward him on their spiritual pets. The iron-feathered Eagle King and the double-blade mantis were both E8 level pets, serious threats. Brace yourselves, Ye Qianxing yelled. Xia Xiaoyu, Sutala, Zhou Lang, and Zhou Yu braced for the attack. Inferno, karmic flames burn the world, Xia Xiaoyu commanded. Huohua slashed his wings, unleashing a fiery cross. The target, the iron feather Eagle King. The Eagle King beat its wings, firing a volley of iron feathers to intercept the attack. The flame cross plowed through the feathers, hurtling towards the Eagle King while the remaining feathers rained down on Huohua. Huohua stayed calm, shooting forth a storm of fire feathers to intercept the iron onslaught. Blazing feathers scorched the sky. Boom. Star, the karmic flame burning world hit the Eagle King head-on. It shrieked as its iron feathers burst into flames. Ordinary iron was no match for divine fire. Huohua held back during competitions, his power deliberately suppressed by Xia Xiaoyu. Otherwise, his opponents would be sliced in two by the karmic flame burning world. The divine fire Suzaku, descendant of the phoenix, was not to be trifled with. Baymax, zero detonation. Sutala gave the order for Dabai to attack. The fusion of ice and fire amplified his power many times over. The double-blade mantis swung with 0-degree blast. A deafening explosion followed, leaving the mantis charred and blackened, with a lingering aura of frost. In less than a minute, both E8 pets had fallen, without Ye Qianxing lifting a finger. This was the true extent of Baymax and Huohua's strength. Before, they either held back, or faced enemies too weak to warrant their full power, and now, these two idiots had made the mistake of coming after Ye Qianxing. Xia Xiaoyu and Sutala wouldn't stand for it. What's the matter? You wanted to kill me? Come on. Ye Qianxing eyed Zhou Jingzi and Kuei Shui coldly. Their murderous intent had been crystal clear. Don't come any closer. The two men huddled together, terror etched on their faces. Kill them. They're traitors, their deaths are no loss. Ye Qianxing said flatly. 250 lunged, claws tearing down. Zhou Jingzi and Kuei Shui died instantly. 250 devoured their souls, as well as the souls of the dead pets, leveling up to E7. Idiot, there are so many people and pets dying here, a feast for you. But you only get the souls of enemies. Understand? Ye Qianxing said to the pet. The enemies were traitors, deserved to die, but the others were heroes, and their souls needed to be left alone. The idiot nodded solemnly before turning to feast on souls. The academy was a battlefield, death everywhere. Ha! A blast of frigid wind, dark clouds obscured the sky as black-robed figures materialized on the courtyard. Ha ha ha! The spirit god cult are here. You're all doomed. Zhou Xian and Lin Shizi yelled as one. The fighting stopped, and all eyes fixed on the hooded figures. The spirit god cult. What are they? Ye Qianxing muttered. A voice answered from beside him. They're a splinter group of the anti-humanity faction. As the new era and evil spirits descended, some people believe that the world needs a new order. Only through destruction can there be rebirth. They collude with evil spirits for power, abandoning their humanity in the process. Ye Qianxing turned to see teacher Jiang Lin. He had no idea where she had run off to, but now she was back, appearing and disappearing as she pleased. They're insane. Ye Qianxing sighed. He hadn't realized such people existed. Chapter 93 War. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Man, calling these guys crazy is an insult to actual crazy people. Back in China, we've had cities where these anti-human groups have killed and injured millions. The spiritual god cult is just one of them. They're spread all over the world, with tens of thousands of members. Some countries have even been taken down by these guys. Instructor Jiang Lin seemed seriously disgusted by these anti-human groups, her voice dripping with hatred. The Kingdom of China is all about wiping out these anti-human organizations. I can't believe a worm like Zhou Xian would pop up, collaborating with this evil cult and hurting our own people. That as they were talking about the spiritual god cult, one of the black-robed figures stepped forward. He ripped off his robe, revealing what he really looked like. Ye Qianxing gasped when he saw him. This thing wasn't even human anymore. Half his body was something else. He was covered in black scales, a horn jutted from his head, and his arms were like animal claws, a complete human evil spirit hybrid. That's what I'm talking about. They get the power of evil spirits, but lose their humanity in the process. I call them demons, personally. Jiang Lin said, you don't even need a spirit pet to tap into that evil spirit power. Ye Qianxing figured that was probably the real appeal for these anti-humanity guys. After all, raw power is the ultimate temptation. So, you're the big shots of Jiangnan City, huh? Heh heh heh, perfect. All gathered together, makes it easy to round you all up. The demon who'd shed his robe spoke, still using human language. You anti-human cultists should all die. That the old general roared. His age didn't diminish his presence. Heh heh heh, you ignorant humans don't realize we're actually doing this for your own good, but it's fine. You'll be liberated when the spiritual god cult truly brings about the change. The monster chuckled and advanced toward the old general. Protect the old general, Chu Xiong yelled, and the special forces formed a ring around him. Monster, don't get cocky. As long as I, Xia Luyun, am here, I won't let you get away with your scheme. Xia Luyun yelled back and ordered his Xiaoya silver wolf to attack the demon. Oh, so you're the strongest one in this city. Let's get you out of the way first. The demon said casually. By then, the Xiaoya silver wolf was already lunging, slashing with its wolf claws. You spirit pets, you clearly have the power of evil spirits, but you choose to serve these clueless humans. You're just plain stupid. The demon sighed. It didn't even flinch as the giant claws came down, just raising its scale-covered arm to meet the attack. The impact was deafening, the shockwave throwing everyone nearby off their feet, cracks spiderwebbed across the ground. It had actually fought the Xiaoya silver wolf to a standstill. Not bad, you actually blocked 70% of my power. The demon nodded, seemingly impressed, while Xiao Yuyan's face turned grim. The demon had only used 70% of its strength, but Xiaoya had gone all out. This thing was probably packing strength exceeding the 5th level of D grade. Children, go liberate these ignorant humans. The demon told the black-robed figures behind him. They immediately tossed off their robes, revealing their disgusting half-human, half-evil spirit forms. These monsters charged into the crowd of students, who began to scream. Many of the academy's spirit masters stepped up to fight the demons. Even Jiang Lin summoned her spiritual pet, Eclipse Sirius, attribute, fire, rating, 4.5 stars, growth type, grade, D4. Abilities, flame claws, flame armor, eclipse sun shocking roar, heavenly fire burning the world. Weaknesses, divine fire/divine water/water, qualifications for advancement, evolution route. Instructor Jiang Lin's spirit pet was D4, only one level below the Xiaoya silver wolf. With that kind of power, she was just an ordinary teacher at Jiangnan No. 1 middle school. Everyone, we're in trouble now. We can't just stand by and watch these monsters hurt our own. Ye Qianxing said, his voice serious. You're right, these monsters deserve to be punished. Even Sutala dropped his usual goofiness and spoke with a dark edge. The 5 split up and started taking out the demons. Ye Qianxing led 250 to join the fight. By now, after consuming so many souls, 250 had reached E9 level, and it only needed a few more to hit D level. Well, kid, I told you we'd meet again. A familiar voice hissed behind him. Ye Qianxing whirled around to see 2 demons glaring at him. One was half lion, the other half werewolf, and it was the lion who was speaking. Ye Qianxing recognized the voice. It was the black-robed guy he'd chased off in the forest of demon spirits yesterday. Turns out he was a demon, and a half-lion, too. No wonder the giant golden lion was so friendly with him. They were family. Humph, you've got the nerve to come back after I kicked your butt, Ye Qianxing sneered, laying on the sarcasm. Humph, if I'd been ready for a fight, I wouldn't have run. This time, I'm tearing you to pieces, the half-lion roared and charged at Ye Qianxing. 205 snarled, but was intercepted by the werewolf. Little dog, you're mine. 205 bared its teeth and growled. He was pissed, but knew that if he wanted to help Ye Qianxing, he needed to deal with this half-werewolf first, but this half-werewolf had D-level combat power and wouldn't be easy. The lion man swung at Ye Qianxing. His arm was a regular human arm, but the fist was a real lion's paw, complete with razor-sharp claws. Ye Qianxing ducked and returned a punch to the lion man's face. The lion man's mouth twitched, but he wasn't seriously hurt. Heh, without that dagger from yesterday, you're no match for me. You can't even scratch me. The lion man grinned and kicked at Ye Qianxing again. He was so fast that Ye Qianxing couldn't dodge. But he didn't need to. Oh yeah. And you can hurt me, Ye Qianxing threw all caution to the wind. Life and death were on the line. It was time to show a little of what he could do. The lion man's foot connected. Instead of the expected gush of blood, his kick felt like he'd connected with an iron plate. He thought he felt a metal-on-metal collision. Ye Qianxing bellowed, and his shirt ripped open, revealing his gold-plated skin. Chapter 94 Evolution, Two-Headed Hellhound. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Skill from King Kong. King Kong is indestructible. This skill significantly boosts Ye Qianxing's defense, allowing him to withstand attacks even from someone like King Kong. The lion man's strength doesn't even come close. How could he possibly hurt Ye Qianxing? No way. The lion man exclaimed, shocked. He'd never seen a human with such a bizarre ability. Could he also have some kind of evil spirit power? But he's still human. Eat this. Ye Qianxing yelled, throwing a golden fist. The lion man quickly raised his claws to defend. Fist met claws, and both Ye Qianxing and the lion man stumbled backward. You asked for it. The lion man roared, his eyes suddenly turning bloodshot, radiating an icy chill. His speed exploded, becoming a blur as he appeared right in front of Ye Qianxing. He threw a punch, aiming for Ye Qianxing's forehead. Space transfer. Ye Qianxing shouted, vanishing just as the lion man struck. His fist met empty air, leaving the lion man stunned. Looking for me? Ye Qianxing's voice came from behind. The lion man whirled around, only to see a giant golden fist rocketing toward him. Before he could react, the punch landed, sending him flying. He crashed to the ground. Huff, huff, huff. Ye Qianxing gasped. Skills aren't free, and they drained his mental and physical energy. Constant use of Vajra indestructibility and space transfer was pushing his limits. Ultimately, he was still too weak. Arg! I'm gonna kill you. The lion man staggered to his feet, one eye squeezed shut, the surrounding area turning a sickly purple-blue. Ye Qianxing's punch had hit his right eye, almost blinding him. Enraged, the lion man's murderous intent intensified. He was close to D-level in combat power. Ye Qianxing could hold his own with his spirit pet abilities, but a prolonged fight wasn't in his favor. The lion man had the edge in stamina. King Kong. Ye Qianxing called out, and the contract space door opened. King Kong roared, leaping out. Just then, the lion man charged Ye Qianxing, throwing a punch. King Kong appeared behind the lion man, raising Optimus Prime high and bringing it down on the lion man's back with a bone-crushing boom. King Kong's sheer power shattered the lion man's spine. How is this possible? You have another spirit pet. The lion man gasped, collapsing to the ground in disbelief. Why hadn't he summoned this ape last night? He'd foolishly assumed Ye Qianxing only had one spirit pet, leading to this disastrous attack. King Kong was already a powerhouse, and Optimus Prime, a spirit suit, easily bypassed the lion man's defenses and crippled him. Humph, you scum should be wiped from this world. King Kong, finish him. Ye Qianxing wasted no time. After hearing Jiang Lin's descriptions of these anti-human organization members, he felt nothing but hatred. Watching these monsters slaughter the students fueled his rage. Sensing Ye Qianxing's anger, King Kong raised Optimus Prime and brought it crashing down on the Lion Man's head. No, no. The Lion Man's scream was cut short. Optimus Prime pulverized his skull, and an inner core popped out. Whoa, these monsters actually have inner cores. Ye Qianxing was surprised but grabbed the core anyway. It was equivalent to a D-level evil spirit. Rock type, King Kong can use it. King Kong was only E6 right now and needed a boost to keep up. With that in mind, Ye Qianxing pulled out some spiritual herbs from Su Kuan's stomach space and, combined with the inner core, quickly prepared a bowl of soup. He fed it to King Kong, and within a minute, King Kong unleashed a terrifying aura that sent shivers down the spine. Spirit pet, golden ape, ape lineage, 50% awakened, attributes, mutated gold/combat, evaluation, 4-star, growth type, level, D1. Abilities, 1, indestructible. Diamond hard body, extremely strong defense. 2, Hercules fist, charged attack, delivers 150% strength, 0.3. Optimus Prime smash, spirit suit attack, promotion requirements, evolution path. King Kong had successfully reached D-level. With Optimus Prime, his combat power dwarfed that of other D1 spirit pets. Woof, the idiot roared, spewing a stream of black flames that engulfed the werewolf. The werewolf shrieked in agony, clutching its head. The idiot pounced, smashing its head with a single paw. Another inner core appeared. Good job, idiot, Ye Qianxing praised. Without any commands, idiot had taken down a D-level werewolf. Ye Qianxing picked up the werewolf's inner core. An idea sparked. Idiot needs a D-level canine inner core to evolve. Werewolves are canines, so maybe this will work. Unsure but willing to try, he took out several E-level inner cores from wolf-type evil spirits. Just in case, he fused them together and fed them to idiot. Half a minute passed, 1 minute passed, 2 minutes passed. Just as Ye Qianxing was about to give up, idiot howled at the sky. A tumor-like growth sprouted on its neck, expanding rapidly before bursting. The next moment, a second dog head appeared, a perfect copy of the first. It now had 2 heads. Spirit pet, Hellhound/idiot, attribute, demon, evaluation, 6-star, growth type, level, D1. Abilities, double shock, soul-based attack, effective on targets within 2 levels, effectiveness decreases with level difference. Double netherflame assault, combines physical and soul damage. Double soul devourer, consumes souls to increase level. Abyssal summoner, demon guardian of hell. With the privilege of summoning abyssal evil spirits, summoning power increases with the Hellhound strength. Weakness, mechanical, advancement requirements, absorb 1000 souls to reach sea level, 41/1000, evolution path, evolve into a 3-headed hellhound using a sea-level canine inner elixir. Chapter 95, Atonement for My Parents. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The evolution was a total success. 2-5 had evolved into a 2-headed hellhound. Not only were his skills twice as effective, but he also gained a new one, abyss summoning. This skill allowed him to summon evil spirits from the depths of hell. 2-5's twin heads turned to Ye Qianxing. Even though he looked a little terrifying now, Ye Qianxing thought he looked even cooler. 2-5, abyss summoning, Ye Qianxing commanded. Seeing that humans and spirit pets were dying every second, he couldn't stand it. Woof, 2-5 barked, and cracks erupted in the earth. Hundreds of plumes of black mist billowed out. Some took the form of pure black energy, others were made of dense white bones, and some were just masses of writhing maggots. At 2-5's command, these evil spirits from the abyss charged towards the demons and the iron-blooded mercenary traitors. What the hell are these disgusting things? Ah! Get them off me, the monsters and mercenaries screamed in agony. Some tried to fight back, but as soon as they killed one evil spirit, countless more emerged from the cracks. Anything touched by these evil spirits was devoured, leaving only withered bones behind. It was a brutal death, but Ye Qianxing felt no remorse. Showing kindness to these monsters could mean more deaths for his own people. That kind of kindness was a greater sin. Bang, Star, the demon leader, who had been fighting Xiaoya's silver wolf, punched her back. He was horrified by the heavy losses among his followers and the sight of the evil spirits filling the sky. What is going on? His gaze landed on Ye Qianxing and 2-5. He could see that the two-headed dog was responsible for summoning these grotesque spirits. You dare to interfere with the affairs of our spiritual god religion. You'll pay. The demon leader roared and lunged at Ye Qianxing. He was incredibly fast, appearing in front of Ye Qianxing almost instantly. So fast, that Ye Qianxing's eyes widened. Usually, he could use space transfer to escape, but the fight with the Lion Man had drained too much of his energy. Vine bind. Just as Ye Qianxing thought he was done for, a voice cried out. Suddenly, vines snaked around the demon leader, restraining him. Ye Qianxing realized Lin Ruoxi was beside him. Her flower spirit had unleashed the vines. You. Before Ye Qianxing could speak, the demon leader roared, and the vines snapped. You little gnats. You want to die? The demon leader's claws extended into steel-like blades, and he slashed at Ye Qianxing and Lin Ruoxi simultaneously. Roar! King Kong arrived just in time, roaring and swinging his staff. But he only managed to block the claw aimed at Ye Qianxing. The other claw pierced straight through Lin Ruoxi's heart. No! Ye Qianxing screamed, his eyes turning blood red, even though Lin Ruoxi and her parents had always treated him poorly, and he thought he hated them, he realized in that moment that the hatred wasn't as deep as he thought. They had been together for over a decade. He had called her his sister for over 10 years, seeing her body crumple, Ye Qianxing's mind went blank. He instinctively rushed to her and held her to keep her from falling. Eek, eek. Hua Ling went to Lin Ruoxi's side, tears streaming down her face as she made small, mournful sound. As Lin Ruoxi's contracted spirit pet, she could feel her life force fading away. Just, think of it as, atonement for my parents. I hope you can, forgive them. Lin Ruoxi looked at Ye Qianxing, forced out the words, and closed her eyes. No. I won't let you die. Never, Ye Qianxing shouted. An idea flashed through his mind, bringing a spark of hope. That's right, I still have the source of life. He remembered obtaining it after defeating the ancient tree. It contained powerful life energy, and the system analysis said it could save someone's life. Without hesitation, Ye Qianxing retrieved the precious item and placed it into Lin Ruoxi's body. The life force within the source of life surged through her, replenishing her energy and healing her wounds. It replaced her destroyed heart. Lin Ruoxi was now blessed. Her lifespan would be greatly extended. She could live for hundreds of years. She would truly die only when the energy of the source of life ran out. Sister. Ye Qianxing shook Lin Ruoxi's head, but she didn't respond. What was wrong? He used the eye of the system to analyze the situation, and his face darkened. Name, Lin Ruoxi. Race, human. Status, full vitality. Soul near collapse. Dormant. Remedy, someone with the highest soul affinity can wake her by merging souls to heal hers. Soul near collapse. The demon leader's attack damaged her soul. Now wasn't the time to dwell on it. Her soul was collapsing. Even if her body lived, she'd be a vegetable. Plant. Soul. His eyes landed on Hua Ling. She was a spirit, in a way. Plus, Hua Ling and Lin Ruoxi had a soul contract, and their soul affinity was definitely the strongest. Hua Ling, do you want to save your master? He asked Hua Ling. She nodded quickly. If saving your master means you'll disappear, are you willing? Hua Ling hesitated, but then looked determined and nodded. Lin Ruoxi had always treated her well, like family, not a pet. Now, Lin Ruoxi needed her. She would help, even if it meant disappearing. Ye Qianxing looked serious. Okay, don't resist. I'll save your master. Hua Ling nodded, trusting him. Ye Qianxing closed his eyes and activated the power of the system. Hand of the system, power of creation, turn the gears of fate. Chapter 96 Creation, the Elf Queen. You are listening at novelfull.audio. If anyone else tried this, even knowing it could save lives, they wouldn't be able to pull it off. Google search TWKN, because they couldn't make two souls compatible, but Ye Qianxing could, because he had a system backing him up. Under Ye Qianxing's guidance, Lin Ruoxi's body floated in the air, and Hualing rose as well. Since you're coming back as a spirit pet, let's go big or go home. A template of what she could become began to take shape in Ye Qianxing's mind. He was going to turn Lin Ruoxi into the creature he envisioned. Queen Scepter. A majestic golden scepter materialized out of thin air. This was a material he'd gotten from a system treasure chest earlier, perfect for creating something awesome. Merge. Ye Qianxing commanded. Hua Ling, the scepter, and Lin Ruoxi's body became one, erupting in a blinding light. Everyone's eyes were glued to Ye Qianxing, but he didn't notice, focused solely on the light show in front of him. Bang! The light dissipated, revealing Lin Ruoxi. Long Chen's face lit up. He'd done it. Lin Ruoxi looked mostly the same, but with some striking changes. Her hair was now green, her ears were pointed, and delicate, cicada-like wings sprouted from her back. Those wings meant she could fly. She held the scepter, adding to her regal and commanding presence. Looking at her was like facing a real queen, almost intimidating. Wasn't this pretty much an elf straight out of legend? The system I was running diagnostics, and Lin Ruoxi's stats popped up in front of Ye Qianxing. Spirit pet, elf queen, attribute, nature, rating, 5.5 stars, growth potential, level, D4. Abilities, 1, revival of all things, area of effect healing, 0.2. Natural protection, single target heal, removes debuffs and instantly restores 50% HP, 0.3. Natural magic, the elf queen can control the elements, earth, air, fire, water, wood, metal, and lightning, for magical attacks. 4. Immortality, elves are ageless, with lifespans approaching forever, and incredible self-healing. Weakness, ghost types, upgrade requirements, evolution path. Sweet, just like I imagined. Ye Qianxing was stoked. The image in his mind had become reality, the elf queen, and reality was even better than he'd imagined. A nature element. That was as rare as space manipulation. It was like having all the elements at your fingertips. The magic wand must have boosted that, but what really excited Ye Qianxing was her insane healing. She was the ultimate support character. Lin Ruoxi landed gracefully and walked up to Ye Qianxing. I'm back. Did you do this? I feel this strange connection between us. Lin Ruoxi asked. I did, but Hua Ling really saved you. Ye Qianxing said. She gave herself to save you. No, she didn't sacrifice herself. I can feel her inside me. Lin Ruoxi shook her head. The flower spirit had merged with her. In a way, she was still there. Lin Ruoxi was the flower spirit, and vice versa. It seems someone wants me to sign a soul contract with you. Lin Ruoxi added. Ye Qianxing knew it was the system at work. Any spirit pet created by the system was 100% loyal to him. Don't worry about that. I won't force you. Ye Qianxing said, shaking his head. He'd get 1/10 of her power and 1 ability if they signed a contract, but he wouldn't make her do anything she didn't want to. His only goal was to bring her back. Lin Ruoxi hesitated, then shook her head. You gave me a new life. We're destined to be connected. I'll sign the contract and become your spirit pet. Ye Qianxing was surprised she'd give up her freedom like that, but he wouldn't refuse. He respected her choice. Ye Qianxing cut his palm and dripped blood on Lin Ruoxi's forehead. A strange power surged, binding their souls together. Ding! Pet created. Host gains 1/10 of pet's power and 1 skill. Ye Qianxing felt another surge of power within him. The elf queen's power wasn't overwhelming, but a D-level pet was still a D-level pet. 1/10 of that was still comparable to an E-level pet. Host, choose a shared skill. The system chimed again, and Ye Qianxing pondered. The elf queen's natural magic and immortality were both tempting. The former would give him command over all the elements, the latter an immortal body. He couldn't have both. It was a tough choice. I'll take immortality. In the end, he chose immortality. It was too good to pass up. With that, he wouldn't age or die, barring some outside force killing him. His healing was already pretty good, but this was on another level. As long as he had time, he could recover from any injury. It was a crazy skill. Ding! Skill locked in. The system announced, and Ye Qianxing felt a huge wave of vitality flow through him, revitalizing every part of his body. This was immortality. Ye Qianxing turned to the demon leader fighting King Kong and EarthInvasion. Sis, it's payback time. Lin Ruoxi looked at the demon leader and nodded. She raised her scepter, unleashing natural magic. Vines erupted from the ground, ensnaring the demon leader. Natural magic, wood magic, vine entanglement. Damn it, that the demon leader cursed, struggling against the vines constricting his legs. King Kong seized the opportunity, smashing the demon with Optimus Prime. Shockwave. EarthInvasion launched a shockwave at the same time, stunning the demon leader. Optimus Prime slammed into the demon leader's head. Chapter 98 Ending, Rewards. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After Jiao Ren died, the remaining followers of the Lingshen Cult scattered, fleeing in every direction. Find them all. Search the city. Don't let a single Lingshen believer escape. If they resist, take them down. The old general barked, issuing his orders. Zhou Xian was stunned. It's over. He had spent years planning this day, meticulously preparing for success. The Lingshen cult had infiltrated Jiangnan City, and they had cornered the city's elite, but they had lost, and for Zhou Xian, this loss meant everything. His position as city lord, his family's future, all gone. One wrong move had plunged him into ruin. The Xiaoya Silver Wolf had defeated the Flame Giant, and now soldiers were dragging Zhou Xian off to prison. Damn it! Lin Shizi cursed from above, but he wasn't about to surrender. He spurred the Holy Feather Lion King to retreat. As long as he lived, he could get revenge, but then Su Hong yelled, "Think you can just leave?" Not so fast. The violent panda hurled its bamboo stick. It flew like an arrow, piercing the Holy Feather Lion King's right wing. Roar! The Holy Feather Lion King shrieked, lost its balance, and plummeted. No! No! Ah! Lin Shizi screamed in despair, but death was inevitable. The Holy Feather Lion King might survive with its tough hide, but Lin Shizi was just a regular guy. Even cushioned by the Lion King, the impact from that height would shatter his insides. With their leader gone, the remaining members of the Iron Blood mercenary group gave up and surrendered. The Iron Blood mercenary group, which had ruled Jiangnan City's mercenary scene for years, was finished. Looking at the dead and wounded at the academy, and knowing that thousands more in Jiangnan City were hurt or killed, Ye Qianxing asked his sister, "How much can your revival of all things cover?" Lin Ruoxi understood. "The whole city, but if I do that, I'll be out of commission for a while." Ye Qianxing was silent, but Lin Ruoxi smiled. Her wings fluttered, lifting her into the air. She raised her staff, and green energy, representing vitality, surged from the energy stone in its center. Everyone stared, confused. 5 minutes later, green energy burst from the staff, shooting into the sky. Then, it began to rain. The rain fell, and damaged plants began to sprout new growth. The injured students felt their wounds healing. Outside the academy, the cries and screams began to fade as the life-giving rain fell. Anyone still alive, even on the brink, began to recover. Thank God. Thank God for saving us. Those who were saved, and their loved ones, knelt and prayed to the sky. They didn't know who had sent the rain, so they attributed it to divine intervention. Lin Ruoxi was pale. Jiangnan City was huge, a metropolis with millions of people, yet her skill had reached every corner. The sheer amount of energy she'd used was staggering. Go back and rest, Ye Qianxing said, distressed. He opened the door to the contract space. Lin Ruoxi stepped inside and vanished. Young man, on behalf of everyone in Jiangnan City, thank you, the old general said, bowing deeply. Ye Qianxing quickly helped him up. Old general, please don't. I'm part of Jiangnan City too. This is what I should do. The old general looked at Ye Qianxing with even greater admiration. Xiao Yi, we owe you big time. I'm supposed to be the strongest guy in Jiangnan City, and I was basically useless. Xia Luyun gave a wry smile. The Xiaoya Silver Wolf wasn't that much weaker than Jiao Ren, but Jiao Ren could attack souls, and that made him extra dangerous. Plus, the Xiaoya Silver Wolf had to fight Zhou Xian's Flame Beast too. No wonder it had lost when facing two opponents. Uncle Xia, you're too kind, Ye Qianxing said, embarrassed. He felt awkward getting thanked by so many important people. He had revealed a lot of his abilities to take down the Lingshen Cult and the traitors. He had even used the system's power. He wondered if anyone had noticed and might now want what he had. Anyway, Jiangnan City is in your debt. I have urgent business. Once the dust settles, you'll get the rewards you deserve. The old general chuckled, patted Ye Qianxing's shoulder, and left. Ye Qianxing and the others followed Principal Wang back to Jiangnan No. 1 Middle School. You five, with me, Principal Wang said, taking Ye Qianxing and the others aside. He pulled out 5 boxes. Inside, they saw spiritual garments shimmering with color. I promised a spiritual suit to each of you for fighting for the academy. Here it is. Take your pick. I chose these specifically for your spirit pets. Principal Wang finished, and the 5 teens swarmed the treasure chests. The suits included diamond claws, boxing gloves, shoes, armor, and a red gem pendant. These diamond claws are made from a D-level Wolverine's claws and special metals, giving them incredible cutting power. These boxing gloves are made from an extraordinary material that boosts combat power by over 50%. These shoes will greatly increase your spirit pet speed. This armor is for defense. This red gem pendant is made from a fire inner core and contains a ton of fire energy, ensuring continuous output for a fire-type spirit pet. Principal Wang tailored his explanation to each item. Zhou grabbed the boxing gloves for Xiaoyu, whose violent straight punch would get a massive boost. Zhou Lang chose the shoes. Xiao Ba was already heavily armored, and another layer wouldn't help much. But it was slow. The shoes were a perfect fit. Xiaoyu took the gem pendant for Huohua. Infernal fire burning world / and blazing feather burning heaven ate up energy. The gem would keep it powered up. Ye Qianxing grabbed the diamond claw. Air Baiwu's combat power wasn't the greatest. With the claws, its attacks would pack a punch that left the armor for Dabai. Su Tira didn't argue. The armor looked amazing. As a Yan Shuang Qilin, Dabai was naturally handsome. The armor cranked that up to 11. Ha, thanks, Principal Wang. Ye Qianxing and the others were ecstatic, but Principal Wang said, don't get too excited yet. They stopped. What was wrong? There's more excitement to come. They stared. Principal Wang, that old tease, had scared them for nothing. What's up? Ye Qianxing asked. The rewards from the 3-school friendly match. Each school gets university admission slots, and as our 5 strongest students, you naturally have that privilege. University admission. Ye Qianxing and the others were stunned. They hadn't really thought about college yet. According to the normal timeline, they'd be starting their 2nd year. Principal Wang had bumped them to 3rd year, but it was still early. They hadn't expected to graduate so soon. I've seen your abilities. Frankly, we can't teach you anything more here. Principal Wang sighed. Their experience and power had outstripped everyone else at the school. But there's a catch. We only have 1 admission slot for the top 5 universities in the country, which means you'll have to choose different schools. Principal Wang looked apologetic. Silence. They'd fought together for so long. The thought of splitting up was hard to take. Chapter 99, The heart was hit by tens of thousands of critical points. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After a few minutes of silence, Sutala spoke up, her voice a little weak. Actually, my dad already pulled some strings to get me into Imperial University. No way. Ye Qianxing looked at Sutala, shocked. Imperial University was the university in the Celestial Kingdom. Sutala's dad must have some serious connections to get her in like that. Well, if we're being honest. I've already got an acceptance from Imperial University too. Xiaoyu chimed in. My dad got the Spirit Control Association in the capital to help him. Seriously, Longchen almost choked. He glanced over at Zhou Lang and Zhou Yu. Ye Qianxing still didn't know what his background was. Actually, my brother and I are from the capital, so. Zhou Yu trailed off, but Ye Qianxing knew what she meant. He felt like he'd been punched in the gut. Turns out he was the last one to get into Imperial University. It really does pay to have connections. Here he was, sweating bullets for years to get into college, and these guys were practically born with a golden ticket. All right. Ye Qianxing took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. It seemed kind of unfair, but if they could all go to college together, nothing else mattered. In that case, Principal Wang, there's nothing left to say. I'll take the Imperial University recommendation. Ye Qianxing shrugged. Principal Wang was taken aback by their backgrounds. Finally, he just sighed. Well, if all 5 recommended spots go to you, the other students might complain. We can give the 4 saved places to other students. With that, Principal Wang left. A few days later, Ye Qianxing got a strange phone call. When he answered, a familiar voice boomed. Guess who this is? The only one who laughs like that is you, Chu Xiong. Ye Qianxing rolled his eyes. Chu Xiong was serious on the job, but now he was playing some childish game. Ye Qianxing wasn't surprised that Chu Xiong had his number. As the captain of Jiangnan City's Special Ops team, it would be weird if he couldn't get it. Ahem. After hearing Ye Qianxing's comment, Chu Xiong coughed a few times. Ye Qianxing could practically see the corners of Chu Xiong's mouth twitching. You punk, show some respect. The general wants to see you. Get over here. Chu Xiong said. The general wants to see me? What's up? Ye Qianxing was confused. What else could it be? It's good news. Have you forgotten that the general promised you a reward? Chu Xiong's voice perked up, and Ye Qianxing raised his eyebrows. Reward from the military? That had to be better than anything Principal Wang could offer. Okay, I'll be right there. Ye Qianxing hung up and took off towards the military base. A couple of soldiers were guarding the gate. They stopped Ye Qianxing as he tried to enter. This is a restricted area. No unauthorized personnel allowed. I'm Ye Qianxing. The general asked me to come. Ye Qianxing said quickly, assuming Chu Xiong had notified them, but when they heard his name, the soldiers froze, then their faces lit up. You're Ye Qianxing. The Ye Qianxing who saved Jiangnan City, one of them said excitedly. Well, yeah, that's me. But saved Jiangnan City is a little much. It was a team effort. Ye Qianxing said awkwardly. It looked like he had fans. No way. Not at all. Ever since the general came back, he's been telling us to learn from you. Yeah, you took down those cultists, and even had your spirit pet bring the rain, saving so many people. You're a hero, the soldiers insisted. So, can I come in now? Ye Qianxing asked hopefully. Since they were fans, it should be no problem, right? He was wrong. Sorry, hero. Business is business. We still have to follow procedure. Please wait while we confirm. One of the soldiers said, reaching for his radio. Just then, Chu Xiong appeared. No need to call. Ye Qianxing said, as Chu Xiong approached the gate. Dude, why did you hang up on me? I was gonna pick you up. Chu Xiong glared at Ye Qianxing. If the general knew you came alone, he'd chew me out. Just don't tell him. Let's go, brother Chu. I can tell the general's already starving. Ye Qianxing grinned. Starving for rewards, you mean? Chu Xiong said bluntly, letting Ye Qianxing know what he really thought. With Chu Xiong there, the soldiers let Ye Qianxing through without any further questions. They walked through the base for about 10 minutes, finally arriving at a small courtyard. Ye Qianxing noticed the tight security. Soldiers were posted everywhere, and he could sense snipers hidden around the perimeter. It was clear that anyone trying to force their way into the base was in for a world of hurt. Inside the yard, there was a small pavilion. The general was sitting in a chair, reading the newspaper in the sun. Ha! Our little hero has arrived. The general chuckled when he saw Ye Qianxing. I wouldn't call myself a hero in front of you, General. Ye Qianxing said sincerely. The general must have earned countless medals to reach the top spot in Jiangnan City. Compared to him, Ye Qianxing's achievements were nothing. You're right. There aren't many young men like you who are skilled but humble. I knew I was right about you. The general smiled, liking Ye Qianxing even more. You know why I asked you to come? I said I'd make it worth your while, and I meant it. The general nodded to Chu Xiong. Chu Xiong quickly pulled out a tablet and handed it to Ye Qianxing. Ye Qianxing looked at it. It was full of photos, each with a price underneath, but the price wasn't money, it was military merit. Chapter 100, War Merit Exchange. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This is the armory for our entire military. Everything in here can be traded for combat points. Money doesn't matter in here, combat points are the only currency. That makes everything in here both valuable and priceless. The old general took a sip of tea, explaining to Ye Qianxing. I wasn't sure what kind of reward you'd want, so I decided to let you pick something out yourself. Anything that costs less than 100 combat points is yours. Think of it as a 100-point bonus. Ye Qianxing was thrilled. He hadn't seen the goods yet, but he knew that the military's stash would be full of top-tier gear, the kind of stuff you couldn't just buy on the open market, like spirit equipment, unless you were hitting up the black market. The military was the only place to find stuff like that. Even the spirit equipment Principal Wang gave them came from the military supply. Ye Qianxing's eyes immediately locked onto the display, a huge array of items almost blinding him. There were basic firearms like Desert Eagles and AK-47s, cutting-edge tech weapons like ion laser cannons and combat robots, and, of course, the spiritual equipment Ye Qianxing craved. They also had spirit pet cubs, evil spirit cores, high-level elixirs, all sorts of goodies for spirit masters. Even the military recognized how important spirit masters and their pets were on the battlefield. 100 combat points, huh, Ye Qianxing muttered. In this place, 100 points didn't go far. The really high-end items cost closer to 100,000 points. Hey, don't think that 100 contribution points is chump change. Some soldiers might not earn that many in years. Chu Xiong, noticing Ye Qianxing's reaction, spoke softly. Ye Qianxing finally understood just how generous the old general's reward really was. He skipped right over anything costing more than 100 points and focused on the cheaper options. He quickly spotted an alloy dagger, identical to the one Chu Xiong had let him borrow. It cost 50 combat points. Now you see why I couldn't just give it to you. I've been the captain of this special ops team for 10 years, and I still haven't scraped together 50 combat points. I can't afford it. And here you are. Chu Xiong's voice trailed off, looking at Ye Qianxing with a mix of envy and admiration. No way. You don't even have 50 points yet? Ye Qianxing asked, surprised. Jiangnan City's pretty safe, being in the heart of the country. A full-blown crisis like the spiritual god sect invasion a few days ago is a once-in-a-century event. Chu Xiong explained that if there were no missions, they couldn't earn combat points. Got it. Ye Qianxing gave Chu Xiong a sympathetic look and went back to choosing his reward. In the end, he went with an alloy dagger, some body armor, and 10 alloy bullets. Those 3 items added up to exactly 100 points. The alloy dagger was just like the one Chu Xiong had loaned him, sharp enough to cut through the defenses of a D-level evil spirit. The body armor was made of special materials that could stand up to attacks from evil spirits below sea level. Even better, it was super light and comfortable, feeling cool against the skin even on a hot day. Ye Qianxing made sure to grab a woman's cut since he planned to give it to Xia Xiaoyu, with his indestructible near immortal body. He didn't need armor. Hey, I told you to keep it under 100 points, and you squeezed every last point out of me. That the old general chuckled, but it was clear he wasn't really upset. Hey, you didn't say I couldn't. I've already made my choice. You wouldn't want to take it back now, would you? Ye Qianxing grinned. the old general waved it off and the two chatted for a while longer before a soldier brought over a box. Inside were the 3 items Ye Qianxing had chosen. I get the dagger and the armor, but why the bullets? You don't even have a gun. Chu Xiong asked, figuring Ye Qianxing might not realize their value. I don't need them. They're for you, Brother Chu, and the rest of the Special Ops team. Ye Qianxing smiled. Chu Xiong stared, stunned. You mean, these are for us? Yeah. You guys are always on the front lines here in Jiangnan City, dealing with the toughest stuff. These bullets could save your lives someday. Here's hoping you never need them, though. Ye Qianxing had always admired the members of this special team. Besides, Chu Xiong had been good to him, so he wasn't about to let him down. Chu Xiong's eyes instantly welled up. As a soldier, and especially as the captain of a special ops team, he couldn't remember the last time he'd felt so moved. He could take injuries, stare down death, and never flinch, but right now, his eyes were red and tears threatened to spill over. Brother Yi, I can't accept this. Chu Xiong was nearly speechless. Those 10 bullets represented 10 hard-earned combat points. He knew how precious they were. Enough, you big oaf. If you don't accept the kid's generosity, you'll just embarrass him. The old general stepped in. He'd had a hunch that Ye Qianxing would give the bullets away, but hearing the words still touched him. Yeah, just take them, Brother Chu. It's not just for you, it's for Fat Bro and the others too. You can't refuse on their behalf. Ye Qianxing urged. Chu Xiong wiped his eyes and finally looked firmly at Ye Qianxing. Alright, I'll take them. I'm not much for words. All I can say is that from now on, whatever you need, if it doesn't violate my principles or hurt the country, I'll walk through fire for you. No questions asked. Chu Xiong thumped his chest, and Ye Qianxing knew he meant every word. Don't worry, if I need anything, I'll come straight to you. Ye Qianxing handed the box to Chu Xiong, who accepted it without hesitation this time. After they chatted for a while longer, the old general stopped Ye Qianxing before he left. Are you really not willing to join our military? The old general couldn't quite give up. He knew that if Ye Qianxing signed up, he'd do incredible things.